give everybody a chance to get in here. We can discuss what just popped off. See if I can try and get this thing to set. I don't know if it will. I'll just hold it as I'm going live. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's up? Hit the fires in the chat. Hit the fires in the chat. What's up, J Money, Lord Nova? So apparently there's some news out there, and we'll discuss. We'll talk about what it means for the Dallas Cowboys. Might not be a good thing for some of you people. What's up, Cowboys Thanos? What's up? What's going on? We'll let a couple people get in, and we'll discuss. Fires in the chat, baby. Fires in the chat. Also, like it, man. Like it so we let some people know that we online. I ain't going to be here very, very long, but I kind of wanted to go live and talk about it. What's up, Keystone? Kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit because it does mean something. It does mean something. So fires in the chat, and probably at about, I don't know, the 3-minute mark, I'll really go in. Everybody hit that like button for me real fast. Hit that like button. Let's let people know that I am online. And we'll go into it in about, a little bit over a minute. So, yeah, I see them fires in the chat, baby. I see them fires. Man. I mean, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let more people come in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who is popping in, man, it's rude. Say hello. Let everybody know who you are in the chat so we can say hi to you. So everybody can say hello. We a family. That's what we want to be able to build. All right. If y'all see this burgundy and gold, it's the high school I coach at, Oakton High School in Fairfax. Check us out. We're going to be doing some big things this year. So I promise it's not Commanders, even though I'm in the DMV. It's not the Commanders. It's Oakton High School. What's up, Short Dog? Salute, my guys. Salute. Just want to be able to go more live more often. We only got 3 likes, man. Hit that like button. We got 12 people watching right now. And there will be more, trust me. So hit that like button if you already haven't. I'm going to dive into the news because it was a Giants fan that sent it to me. So we got about 9 seconds before I really go into this thing. So hit that like button if you haven't already done it. All right, cool. So the Cowboys deny Mike McCarthy the interview for the Bears. So the Bears have requested it. Now, keep in mind, if Mike McCarthy wants, Mike McCarthy's contract runs out, I believe, on January 14th. So it's about a week. And I think that Dallas is buying a little bit of time for themselves. So what that lets me know is Dallas is taking the opportunity to look at the coaching pool out there. And I think that they are set on wanting to get Mike McCarthy in, right? I think they have decided they want Mike McCarthy to come back. They probably want to run it back with this coaching staff. I think Jerry has been impressed with what Mike has been able to do with this injury-riddled team. And I think he wants to run it back. But they're at an impasse because from what I've been hearing, what I've been reading, and, sometimes people make stuff up, but, it is what it is. Apparently, Jerry wants a coach to coach on a incentive deal. And I think Mike wants something more secure. And I can't even blame Mike for wanting something more secure because if you pick your family up and y'all move and you know what I'm saying, like you make something a home and you keep moving and you do all that type of stuff, like at this point you need something secure. You can't sign an incentive-based contract. And what I've seen is I've heard Jerry wants another 1-year deal or something like that, incentive-based. I'll tell Jerry, if you want me for 1 year, bro, $30 million. If not, bro, we got to go back to the table. We got to discuss something long term. And what I'm thinking for Mike, if I'm Mike, 3-4 years, I'm probably looking at what Dak's deal is and what where they could possibly part with Dak, and I probably make it a relationship where I'm with Dak that's the security you probably need because they can't get rid of Dak in a certain amount of time. So if I'm him, if I'm his agent, that's probably what I'm looking at. But um, yeah, they blocked him for a week. So if for those that know, a week is a very, very long time to negotiate something. It's definitely enough time. Really, you only need a day to really sit down and hash some things out. And I think, as we talked about, I said it on live the other day, and then with Foots the King, he talked about it. You got to make a decision fast, and I think that I got to give kudos to Dallas for that. Now, do I want McCarthy back? I'm looking at the coaching pool right now, and there's not a lot of suitable coaches out there. Hey, man, we got 43 people, man. Hit that like button. You came in here, so hit the like button, please. That currency is free, so if you can, I appreciate it. Um, I think that Dallas direction is very, very important. We got to know where we're going. And the way that I've been looking at draft prospects and stuff like that, and when we get off this live, I'm going to get back to looking at running backs. But I've been looking at it as if this coaching staff is going to return. Zim probably wants to know what's going to happen at the head coaching job before he decides what he's going to do. Because you don't want to sign on and then it's a head coach that you just don't mesh well with. Being older in age, I'm pretty sure that Zim isn't coaching for money. I'm pretty sure at this point he's coaching for, ironically, probably his health. Because being that old, you probably you probably need something to do or something that you're going to be passionate about that you can keep coming back to. He's probably addicted to the game at this point, and rightfully so. I understand it. When I'm not coaching, look, I'm doing draft content or I'm out on the field with some kids or something like that. So I definitely understand it. You know what I'm saying? Before you croak or before you can't move or do any of the things that you want to be able to do anymore, you're gonna coach until the wheels fall off. And what people have said about Zim is that they don't know if he's coming back. I think it's probably more so about who is going to be the head coach and what that looks like. So let's look at some of the comments right now. Chris B said, well, I'm checked out. Can't take another 5 years of McCarthy. I don't think it's going to be 5 years. I don't think it's going to be 5 years. But, it's expected for me because I'm looking at the coaching. You look at the coaches out there, and it's like, do you feel comfortable with some of the guys that are out there, some of them names? I don't know if I do, Cowboys Thanos, I'm live in DMV going HV to come through and support. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Where you from? DA Lee, we in the building. What's up? Hey, appreciate that video on Joy. I definitely had the screen recorded, and I got to use that. I got to use that as at my discretion. So appreciate you for dropping that off in my Twitter. Chris B, awful decision. I'm checked out. Chris B, I was checked out a while ago, bro. I was checked out of this year. The thing that energizes me though is seeing these young prospects and obviously Dallas is going to draft. They pride themselves in the draft, so you get to see some young careers bud, and you get to see some of the young talent that is going to infuse the league. So that's one part that has got me a little bit more energized is being able to look at some of these prospects. And what I really like about looking at prospects, especially offensive guys, is that you get to see with these offensive coordinators how they're thinking, where the game's going, and how it's translating to what the pro level will be. So again, if you are really a football junkie, this is a really good time to study young athletes, and see where the game is going. So if you are checked out from Cowboys, man, just do yourself a favor and just take yourself away from the Cowboys. Watch some playoff football. Because I know I do that, and I watch the playoff football because it's very, very good quality football. It's how football should be played. The urgency, taking care of the ball, time of possession. You got the best coaches and stuff like that. So, if you are checked out with the Cowboys, don't check out with football, because trust me, there's a lot of it out there. Mr. Magic said Lotto Brokey. Chris B said if Jerry only wants it for one more year, then let him go. Yeah, I agree. Stevie Mac said Broadus really made it sound like Zim is done. They're good friends, so he might have heard something. I don't know, bro. I'll believe it when I hear it from the horse's mouth. Because I'll tell you this. There were some things that I knew that I kept quiet about that I just didn't say that none of them people knew. So, I mean, I'm not going. How do I say this without sounding like a hater? Because I'm not a hater or anything like that. But, you know, I just think that some of these people deserve the grace of being able to do whatever it is they're going to do when they're going to do it. And I know sometimes people be wrong about that stuff. Now, what I will say is this. I know Brian is in there for the draft show, but I mean, nah, I ain't gonna say that because Brian be saying some right stuff sometimes. So if that is the case, then that's the case. But I often just kind of like to wait and be a little bit patient when it comes to things like that because maybe he told him something one day and then maybe next week it'll be different. I think it's much more different when you know who's coaching and who's coming back and what are some of the pieces that you be coming back to. So that's why I'll leave it at with that. Uh, what is it? Jermarquise Walker says, as a KC fan, I don't want to say it, but Spags may be available after the season. If I was Spags, I'd never be a head coach again, dog. I would chill in Kansas City and keep doing what he's doing, keep racking up championships, keep riding with Andy Reid, and you know what I'm saying. That's what I would do if I'm them, if I'm him. Spags could go down as the best defensive coordinator of all time. Spags has won. Did he win five? He's won five Super Bowls as a. Is it five Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator? I think. Like, I mean, look at it this way. Like, I could go coach my own team, which more than likely I'm starting over because there's a vacancy. So that means that there's some voids there, and I'd have to, at an older age, have to rebuild all that stuff. Or I can keep winning championships. I can keep building on to the unit that I have that, I had to build from scratch. And now I got these guys playing, plugging and playing the way that I want them to. And now we're actually a defensive led team and we're winning championships because of some of the things that I was able to implement and build underneath the Andy Reid umbrella. I think it's very, very easy for Spags to just do what he's doing now. He's still got a challenge because every year they got to try and figure out things with later draft picks and people aging out and people wanting to get paid and stuff like that. But I mean, as long as you got Pat Mahomes, you got Andy Reid on that side, I don't know. I don't know why you want to leave that. So that's just me. A short dog says take play calling away and we good for Mike McCarthy. Yeah, but then are we giving it to Brian Schottenheimer? Man, look, give me a running back. Give me a running back that is coach proof. Give me a running back that if I can hand him the ball, he can be lightning in the bottle and you know what I'm saying, take something 60 and keep my coach from making dumbass decisions. Keystone said Mike McCarthy is the Dak of coaches, all because there's nobody else. Yeah, McCarthy's gonna stay here by default, and that's what it looks like. And they're gonna negotiate. And what Mike can do now is Mike can use that as leverage. Okay, you want to keep me away from the Bears? Now y'all got 7 damn days, and we gotta iron some stuff out. And if you ain't ironing it out, I'm gonna take that interview. That's what it was about. Dallas was giving themselves breathing room. And they got to figure some things out, too. I heard Will McClay's deal is up after the draft, too. And as you guys see, the Tennessee Titans GM job opened up with the #1 pick. So that's going to be a hot commodity. So Dallas can't shit. Look, it's either shit or get off the pot. They cannot be patient with what they want to do now. They have to. They gotta go, bro. You gotta go and you gotta be urgent. Ain't nobody on your time. Please hit the like button if you're in here. We got about 67 people and 11 likes. So hit that like button, man. Let everybody know that we here. Oh, we got a super chat. Appreciate you, Chris B. DMV. What is there to look forward to next year? McCarthy come back. Don't do free agent, only draft. What, 9 wins next year? Yay. Team is a joke. Front office sucks. I agree. Appreciate you for the $5 though, bro. Appreciate you, man. I can't even, bro. I can't disagree with anything you're saying. I don't want to be the rainbow sunshine guy because, to be honest with you, I know Mike McCarthy is a good coach. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to preface it by saying Mike McCarthy is a good coach. He's a good coach in the NFL. He belongs in the NFL. A lot of teams would be lucky to have him. If the Bears could get him, they'd be lucky to have him. So I'd say that. But I will say Jerry and them sabotaged the team by not really getting him weapons, but Mike could have coached a lot better with what we had, and we could have been better. We still could have been a playoff team. Mike could have done a better job this year. There were things that were under Mike's control that Mike allowed his bickering with the front office to get in the way of. And one of the things that I say is running the football. I know that the narrative is that, like, oh, bringing Zeke back, he fought with Zeke and this and that and blah, 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 and Zeke was holding people back. Zeke wasn't holding people back. Mike wasn't running the ball. He wasn't running with Rico. He didn't decide. They didn't decide who the starter or whose team this was as a running back until the Atlanta week. That's when he said Rico is our RB1. People got to remember that. People got to remember those things. We're just going to be more physical, is what I thought. And we came out guns a-blazing with Jalen Tolbert as my number 2 throwing the ball. So we got to remember these things, man. Like, we was trying to throw the ball, right? Because Brandon Cooks was hurt a good portion of this year. So we was trying to throw the ball with Dak Prescott, guns a-blazing, with CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Ferg on one leg. You know what I'm saying? We was out here, we was trying to throw. And then I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, Cleveland, we won that game. Cleveland ended up being not as good as we thought Cleveland was. But we won the game that way. Then we came to New Orleans and we tried to match them, and it was just weird how early on in the year we was trying to outscore people and we couldn't score points. Like, we literally tried to outscore Detroit. Like, the game plan was to go toe to toe with Detroit with my outside weapons, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, right? We ain't got the O-line ain't blocking. Still ain't blocking a damn soul. We ain't chipping nobody. We ain't doing nothing. That really was our game plan, guys. We weren't running the football. We weren't protecting our quarterbacks. We weren't protecting the scoreboard. We were turning the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of those things, like, Mike, you can't tell me that later on in this year, we were able to just run the football like we were. We were able to get the push and stuff that we were. And even still, we were pushing Philly in the last game. We were running the ball against Washington. We still were getting pushed with that young offensive line where if I'm a guy that's not a coach and all I do is I break down film from home and I can see that we're better going forward, we're better running, we protect Terrence Steele from having to kick step 40 times. If I can see that from home, why can't nobody in the building see that shit? Like, that's on Mike, bro. That's on Mike. If y'all have an issue with, sure, you can have an issue with Zeke being here, but that's not why we didn't run the ball. That's not why Rico wasn't getting the ball. It might be why we didn't bring in a running back, but it's not why Rico didn't run the ball. Rico wasn't getting the ball anyway. Lipke wasn't getting the ball in the last week. You saw Lipke can continue to run like we've been saying. Deuce was getting hot, and then he kept putting Rico in. Like, Mike was trying to be right about Rico. He was trying to be right about certain things. He was trying to be right about passing the ball. This whole season, Mike was trying to be right instead of just taking a limited squad who had some really good players, putting game plans together and winning with this group. Like, if you look at how this team operated under Cooper Rush, this team was operating with game plans. With Dak Prescott, it was, hey, Dak, go win us the damn game. So, okay, Odessa Island, they need to change that whole team, that whole staff. Some of the Dallas Cowboys coaches are real old OCDC. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. They ain't gonna do it though. I mean, unless Mike McCarthy decides like I don't give a damn. I'm gonna wait till the 14th, and I'm still gonna interview with Chicago, which he very well could do, and I would do it if I was him. What's up, David Jenkins? Richard Royster, Sports Edits. What's up, man? How you doing? Okay, Kirk Morgan, Mike, better get out of here. Nothing going to change. What's up? What's up, Rico Jones? Chris B with the $2 super chat. God dog. Blah, blah, blah. I'm done with the blind faith bullshit. No more. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and that's why I'm live right now, and that's why I'm talking to you guys. I don't want you guys to have blind faith. I don't want our fan base to have blind faith out here. I want us to know the truth. I want us to operate in the truth, and I want us to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Right now is where our voice is the most important. That's why today on Twitter, I seen my guy Tuck going at it with people. I saw, me and Bobby Belt, we talked a little bit today. Couple guys, like, now is the time for our voices to really like the organization is listening to our voices. They're listening. People can say they are, they aren't, but keep in mind, bro, them ticket sales was up last year, but throughout the year, it dwindled, and that stadium was empty. These fans, us fans, we need something to be proud about. Something that's gonna make us go out and buy tickets. That's gonna make us want to go see games. Tuck said something on his live a little bit earlier about how the year before, and I remember, I think it was December 10th against the Eagles. All of us content creators, we all pulled up for that Eagles game. That Eagles game was lit, bro. I mean, everybody was walking around. Everybody that I admire, all of my peers, all of the fans that I admire. Like, I got an opportunity to kick it with Mike Tag, bro, and he was just as much of a fan of me as I was of him. Like, my boy that was with me was like, "Yo," it sounded funny because he wasn't a Cowboy fan, but he said at the time he was like, "I thought that this dude was mentally challenged." But only to find out that he's playing a character like it's genius, dog. Like I F with this dude. It was funny. I ain't gonna lie. Like Mike, yeah, Mike is a good dude. And Mike Tag, Rome, Tuck, a lot of people, Law. I met a Koye. I met a Koye for the first time, and that was my dog. Had a nice little jacket and some Air Maxes on. It's my dog, Aisha. Uh, um, Aisha was out there. A boss cowboy, Sky. Got to meet Sky. Like we got a nice picture of us all meeting up at a restaurant and stuff like that and kicking it. Man, so we definitely want that. That's what we want. But in order to do that, we gotta hold our organization's foot to the fire. They gotta be able to do right by us, man. And we gotta demand it. We can't this year we cannot go into it saying, "Oh, the Cowboys won't do that, so that's not okay." No, that's not okay. If that's going to win us games, if that's going to have us playing this weekend, the next weekend into February, then we need to state our ideas. Doesn't matter if it's the Cowboy way. Quite frankly, F the Cowboy way. The Cowboy way ain't winning us nothing. It ain't doing nothing for us. It's not doing nothing for us. All it's doing is keeping the cycle going. We're good enough just to be in the news, and they ain't got to lift a finger. This year, we got to talk. We got to talk. We got to put our ideas out there. We got to come together because this is not good enough. It's not. It's been 27 years, bruh. I'm only 38. I'm only 38 as a kid. The last time that I remember watching the Super Bowl, like, yeah, bro, there was VCRs and stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We had the clearest TV, so everybody came over to our house. Bro, it's been so long since I can remember us in the NFC Championship game. And I remember as a kid, bro, being 9 to 10 years old and not knowing nothing else but NFC Championship game, Super Bowl. I thought that that's how life was supposed to be. I grew up a Cowboys fan, so Emmitt Smith, Michael Jordan, I thought every year my team was supposed to win championships. If I would have known as a kid that this wouldn't happen, like that you wouldn't see another Super Bowl with your team since you were 10 or 11 years old, bro, I would have cherished it a lot more. I would have cherished it a lot more. But right now I'm a frustrated fan. I'm frustrated like you guys are. And nah, we can't let this slide, bro. We can't. Yeah, JV boy said everybody Hulk smashed the like button for sure. Ooh, Cowboy Stable Thanos said, hearing if we don't bring Mike back, Aaron Glenn is a name to keep an eye on. And that's another thing we talking about. Aaron Glenn definitely looking at the defense the last 2 years, and if they go on another big run, Aaron Glenn should definitely be considered for coaching jobs. Um, Brian Flores should be considered for coaching jobs. Might not be a bad idea to consider a defensive guy so we can get back to playing defense and running the ball, which I know that Jerry, Will McClay, and those guys, they can field that type of team. We can field that type of team. And guess what? If we win games, Cowboys fans, we don't care what it look like. We don't care. We just want to win. And we're tired of feeling like this. We're tired of it, bro. We're tired. Let's see. Biggest dickest. How cool is it to have college football and NFL offsetting the dates? More ball. Yeah. And I love, man, I'm really rooting for a Penn State Ohio State championship game. I know that there's a lot of Longhorns fans, and I think that it's cool that they're playing this weekend. But as far as old school defense, running the ball, Ohio State, I just finished breaking down two backs, Travion Henderson and Quinshawn Judkins, and I watched the Penn State game. That's a heavyweight battle. I want to see that again. I want to see that again for sure, and I think we can get that. And that'd be crazy if you can get a Big Ten championship. That'd be nuts. Notre Dame, you get Notre Dame, Penn State. Like I said, I'm rooting for Tony Rojas. He's from the DMV, from Fairfax, Virginia. So I'm definitely rooting for him. And you guys know that Penn State has a DMV pipeline. They love getting their talent from the DMV as well. So, shout out to them. And I hope Penn State is able to beat Notre Dame. And, what I'm saying, that Texas and Ohio State game is going to be a crazy one. I'm not expecting Texas to win that one. I'm just going to be honest. I think Ohio State is going to be a little bit too physical for them. But we'll see, though, man. Texas are trying to outscore you. Sarkisian has some really good offensive schemes and stuff like that. So we'll see how that game goes. I'm excited for it, though. Damn, Maximus said, I grew up a Mets fan from 88. All I know is misery. Damn. What's up, Ivan Scott? Lola Cowboys, 80 people, 28 likes. Please hit the like button. Yeah. How about them Cowboys? The Jerry Epstein fan club said, go Penn State, free Jerry Sandusky. Yo, you wild for that, bro. Maximus said, you from DMV and the Cowboys fan? Yeah, bro, because the way that it goes, man, like, so I'm pretty sure my parents got me in some Redskin stuff growing up. When you don't know any better, you don't know any better, right? Like, when you don't know any better, you don't know any better. So when I started playing football, that's ultimately when you decide who you are as a fan, in my opinion, as a young boy, if you're playing football or whatnot. If you're with your parents, if whoever you're with, and you're watching football and you're exposed to it for the first time. So I decided, because I had older cousins and they played football, I wanted to play football. So the position that stood out to me, this is why I'm so passionate about it, is running back. So my dad was talking to me and, telling me about different positions, but I really liked the guy that ran the ball. And I also liked the commercials. You know what I'm saying? I was drawn to the star. My mom will tell you that. Like the star on the helmet, football games. Like I used to call them the stars. I like the stars. I like the stars. Like something about that. Something about our logo that is just, I'm saying, eye-catching, especially as a kid. You got silver and blue. But the guy at the time running that pill was Emmitt Smith. And, that was the position that I played, that I wanted to play. So starter jackets was out at the time as well. Like I'm giving away my age. I wish that I need to, I'm I got enough money and stuff right now. I can go find a starter jacket. So I need to go back and go get a throwback starter jacket. But Emmett was on the commercials. You know what I'm saying? Whispering starter. So Emmett was the dude at the time. Emmett was the guy. So I wanted to be like Emmett. Emmett's my favorite player of all time. So I became a Cowboys fan because of that. So yeah, I grew up in DC. Now, if y'all wanted me to become a Commanders fan, if y'all wanted me to become a Redskin fan, y'all should have had somebody fly like Emmitt Smith. Y'all didn't. So it is what it is. I've been stuck here ever since. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Love being a Cowboys fan. Um, we're in misery and stuff right now, but we locked in, baby. We locked in for life. It is what it is. And I'm lying. I'm not locked in for life. If if any of my sons were to get drafted, if any of my sons were to get drafted, yeah, I'm going there, bro. It is what it is. I'm if any of my sons get drafted in the NFL, that's where I'm gonna end up. If it happens to be a Cowboy, it happens to be a Cowboy. Da Lee said them starter jackets was fire, bro. Yeah, absolutely, bro. The starter jackets that was fire, but the most fire starter jacket though, it wasn't the Cowboys. It was the Orlando Magic. That was the most fire one. Jay Money said Michael Irvin made me a receiver. Absolutely, bro. But you grew up and they called you little Randy Moss though. We probably should have drafted Randy Moss, and that definitely would have set that off for sure. Okay, D.A. Lee said, I'm from D.C. in the 80s. My family was split, Cowboys and Redskins. My pops and moms were Cowboy fans. I was born into this, and I wore 22 when I played youth ball for Emmett. Dog, if you was that dude wore 22. That dude growing up wore 22, just like in basketball. If you wore 23, you was that dude. Yeah, so, but with that being said, man, like Mike McCarthy going ain't gonna shut me up either. They're not gonna shut me up if something stinks. I'm gonna let you know that it stinks. Cowboys right now, guys, we stink. Also, the organization stinks. How we run things, it stinks. We got to get better. So Maximus, you said had a starter outlet here, had them all. Like where at? Paul Paul said, "What if your son get drafted to Philly?" It is what it is, dog. I'm gonna just be a Birds fan, but it has to be my son though. Has to be my son because I'll tell you, I did have a family member that played for the Eagles. My cousin is Charlie Garner. He was drafted by the Eagles. So I will tell you that a family member not even enough to sway me to be an Eagles fan. But it has to be my own loins. Has to be my own sons. One of my sons, if they get drafted to Philly, that's where we at. But I can straight up tell you, you could be a friend and get drafted to Philly. I'm still not gonna be an Eagles fan. Still not gonna be an Eagles fan. So yeah, Paul, it's gonna take my boys, one of my boys, to get drafted there for me to say, all right, man, I gotta wear the bird. Until then, they the pigeons. Ooh, David Jenkins said my older brother Breon had a Charlotte Hornets starter jacket. I'm from Frederick, Maryland. Yo, uh, you might want to hook up with JC because JC's out in Frederick. Yeah, man. Look, y'all got me ready to go check on eBay, check anywhere to see if somebody got a damn starter jacket, man. Todd said Dak is a worse version of Kirk Cousins. I mean, I don't got much to defend Dak this year. We stink. We're not a good team. So, I mean, the only thing that I can say is we just got to build talent around him. I would love for Dak to have. It hasn't worked. So, I just know that we had the best opportunities when we had the run game going. So, D. Lee said Cousins had better weapons and got benched. Stop it. He did. I'm just telling y'all, I'm not about to fight that battle. I'm not about to fight that battle. It is what it is. I'm not about to go down that Dak rabbit hole and fight with people and keep my eye off the prize. You got to keep your eye on the prize. The eye on the prize is we got to get better. We got to get better. Lubed up. What kind of lube? What the? You wild. We wild in the chat, bro. It ain't even dark. It ain't Twitter after dark. Like, it's 8 o'clock here. Damn. Paul, I can't defend nobody, dog. Like, look where we sitting, bro. Look where we sitting. I can't defend nothing, bro. I gotta sit here and listen to these Commander fans. I gotta listen to them every week, dog. Like, I'm drained. I'm tired of them being good here and we stink. And it's only been 1 year. Most of their whole lives, like Rio, right? For example, Rio has never seen 12 wins in his life. I talk to Rio every day, and I got to hear the effing delusion that comes with being the Commanders fan. Every bro, we got to listen to the delusion. Like, if you ain't from the area, like, these dudes really think they going to make a run. They really think they're going to make a run, and it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, that team is not good. It is not good. It is not a good. Well, all right. I'm going to say it's a good team. So it's a good team, but it's fool's gold. It's a lot like us. Like, you know what fool's gold looked like. Like last year, us going into the playoffs, we knew we wasn't going deep in the playoffs. We could say what we want to say. We were upset. I think we were upset at how we got done at home. But we knew deep down, if a team just gritted and started to run the ball at us, there was nothing we could do about it. We knew it. We knew it. We saw it all year. We saw that we struggled against good teams. We knew that. Guess what? That's Washington. That's Washington. And it might be something in Dan Quinn's DNA. Might be a Dan Quinn type of thing. But honestly, we were in it to win that game on Sunday where they had their starters in. And we had, I mean, our roster really looked like a third preseason game. It really looked like a third preseason game. So, I mean, I think Washington's in trouble personally. Now, if they win the game, because they can win. I'm not saying they can't win. I'm just saying if the Bucks decide to run the football, run it down their throats, and make it a slow game and make it that's an atmosphere and type of thing that Jaden Daniels hasn't seen. Playoff defense is different. Playoff games are different. You can't make mistakes. And if you make mistakes, people are going to capitalize off of them. So they just got to, a lot of guys in that locker room haven't been in those situations. And the ones that have are Cowboys. Now, if they can somehow lean on Bobby Wagner, if they can lean on Bobby Wagner, who has had some postseason success, and they listen to him and he's able to guide them through, that might be something that they need to do. But outside of that, they're a very, very young team, very inexperienced team, and they're going against the Bucks, who have a little bit of experience in the postseason. They've had some postseason success. They've had some postseason failures. They have, as far as the experience goes, I think the Bucks really have, I would say, the leg up when it comes to that. They also have the coach that has the experience as well. So, watch out for them. Paul said if Trey was better in the red zone, we would have easily won. I ain't even gonna blame him, dog. We ain't have a running back that can run inside the 15. Rico is good from 20 to 20, but when we start getting inside that 20, Rico can't score no touchdowns, bro. We wouldn't hand the ball off to Lipke, but we also couldn't get in. I mean, it was just weird, bro. Like, you could just tell like when Mike gets inside, like when Mike gets inside the 20 or actually inside the 10, like Mike don't know what to do. Bro, we threw fade routes, like multiple fade routes to Brandon Cooks, bro. Multiple fade routes to Brandon Cooks. So appreciate you, biggest dickers. Thank you, man. Yeah, thumbs up and subscribe. 48 hours until kickoff. Kai Jake said, "Is Mozzie Smith a bust?" I don't think so. I think he got better, but I knew he was a developmental pick, so I'm not upset at how it's turning out. I think next year Mozzie's gonna be a good player, and that's about the window that I have. I had about year 3, and this was year 2. So I think year 3, he's gonna put that weight, because remember he spent a good chunk of the offseason trying to put back weight on that he lost due to like depression and stuff. So I think Mozzie probably feels a lot better about his performance. I think he liked the coaching this year. He certainly got better throughout the year. So I don't think he's a bust. I just think that he wasn't an impact player. And we all, I mean, most of us who really studied the draft, we kind of knew that and we weren't surprised by it. We just, I think Dallas needs to be better in the first round with getting impact guys. All right, peace out, Eduardo. I know Foots just went live. I know Rome just went live. So, do you think Osa priced himself out of Dallas? I don't know. We'll see. We got money, so if we want him, we'll get him. Do you think the Cowboys will ever be in contention with Jerry Jones as owner? The players will have to look up. The players would have to do it, but it ain't gonna be off of what he does. I don't know. That's a hard. Like I don't want to say ever, because I've seen some weird stuff happen. But I can certainly tell you we aren't there because of him. I can tell you that. Let's see. Football Short says Lamb is going to leave. No, he's not. Lamb is paid. Lamb is paid in the shade. Lamb ain't leaving nowhere. Now, if you said Micah, we might be having a discussion about that one. Lamb ain't going nowhere. Lamb just became the highest paid receiver. He going to sit right here. He going to wear that 88, and he going to catch some touchdown passes. If you can point those people out who haven't been keeping it real about where the Cowboys are, then, I mean, I'm pretty much, the guys that I know, my peers, we've all been kind of keeping it real the whole time. We've all been kind of keeping it real the whole time. Nobody was really excited about the offseason. We didn't like the offseason. We didn't like it at all. I mean, when people say to me, oh, like just random people, when they say like, y'all shouldn't have brought Zeke back. Like, I don't know, y'all was tripping bringing Zeke back. Yeah, we was. We should have drafted a back. Like, we should have drafted a back. We didn't, so that's what we were stuck with. And ironically, the way that the line was built, if we had a dude back there, we might have been cooking with some grease, but it is what it is. Football Short says he clearly does not want Dak. I mean, I know he don't want Cooper Rush, but I know I saw CD out there playing. So I don't think that stops the show. I think 88 is here for the long run. And I'm glad he's on our team, man. I really like the effort he put out there this year. He was tore up, his shoulder was messed up, got over 1,000 yards. I think he showed a lot of toughness this year. He showed a lot more toughness than I thought he was. He's a lot tougher as a player than I thought he was, and he deserves a lot of credit. So kudos to CeeDee Lamb, man. Randy N says Zeke isn't the problem if McCarthy is back. Cowboys going to stay out of the playoffs. I don't know. Because we'll have a third place schedule next year, which means we'll play bad teams. Playing bad teams ain't our problem. We whoop up on the bad teams. We'll beat their ass. Our problem is when we play teams worth a damn, that's when we struggle. But we're going to have some sorry-ass teams on the schedule next year. We're going to play a schedule like the Commanders. We probably going to win about 10, 11 games. And we're going to be right back. And we still going to probably be a hollow-ass team and get put out in the first round. I mean, honestly, I thought that's what was going to happen this year. And I do think if we was healthy, we probably would have been a playoff team that got put out in the first round. Because that's what I thought we were. I thought we were a first-round team waiting to happen. David Jenkins, DMV, me and you are the same age. Yeah, DMV, these Washington commodes, Eagles fans are annoying. Washington fans been coming out all year talking. Actually, Eagles fans have not been bothering me this year. Actually, I commend them for the things that they've done, their organization. I think Howie outdid himself this year. Had a really good draft, had a good draft the year before that, and they went over the top and got Saquon when it looked like other teams were just, kind of being cautious when it came to Saquon. They knew exactly what it is that they wanted. They went out there and they did it. So I'm not mad at them. It is what it is. I feel like if they want to talk trash, they could talk trash this year because they did all that they've done the things that they were supposed to do. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. Our organization didn't do what they were supposed to do. So sure, do I hate the Eagles? Yeah, but I gotta tip my cap to them because they did what they were supposed to do. I saw I lost some people watching too. My bad, y'all. It is what it is. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it 100. I wish that our GM and owner had the same type of urgency that Howie has. He just don't. He don't because he's not gonna fire himself and he's not going anywhere. So, I got to tip my cap to those guys. I thought that Philly would be worse, and I'm on record saying it, and I was wrong. I thought that Kelsey would matter. I thought that Reddick would matter. But if you look at the long term thing, they had plans in place, and when those guys stepped on or moved on or got traded or whatnot, they had plans in place. They drafted to replace. They drafted to replace those guys, and they developed those guys over the years behind those guys. So those guys were ready to step in. And they really just going to go get Saquon, man. Like, I mean, damn. Like, I really wish we had the foresight with one of these running backs, which I was begging us to do. And we just didn't, you know? We didn't. So Paul said that those rookie DBs they got are nasty for it. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, they Todd Church said they had better coaching. They did. Vic Fangio eventually got those guys settled on the defensive side, and they did the damn thing this year. They did the damn thing. I ain't even gonna hold you. And it's really hard to win playoff games in Philly. I'm glad they didn't get the number one seed. It's hard to win in Philly though. So I expect them to win their playoff games, and I expect it to be them versus Detroit in the NFC Championship game. Kai Jake said, we got a lot of luck in our drafting, how we didn't have to do shit in the draft but grab Quinion when he fell after the big quarterback run, moved up but barely got DeJean. But he did it though, bro. He did it. He didn't overthink it. A lot of these GMs go in and they overthink things. Like, yeah, sure, luck fell into things, but maybe there's just some dumbass GMs out there. I mean, Tennessee, their GM got fired. Maybe there's some dumbass GMs out there overthinking things. It happens all the time. So I wouldn't say that that's luck. I'd say that he had the balls to do what made sense. He had the balls to do what made sense, bro. Like a lot of people out there, a lot of organizations, including ours, we don't like sometimes we just don't make sense with the things that we do. But yeah, man. Hold on. Randy, and since Bears got denied permits to talk to McCarthy, does that mean McCarthy is staying with the long-term contract? I don't think it's going to be long-term, but I think we get a couple years out of it. That's where I'm at right now. I don't know what the word is. Like as soon as I saw the headline, I was live with you guys and I wanted to talk about it. So once we figure out those things, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure I'll do a video or go live again, and we'll talk about it. But I think we're talking they're probably three more years or something like that. I don't think he gets a whole 5. I can't see him getting a whole 5 off of that year. But they'll probably give him a little bit of time to build on what we were able to build this year. And if you looked at it this year, if they just had extended him before the year and said this is a retooling year where we might take a step back, but we want to develop the young talent, I'd have been all right with it. I'd have been okay with it. But that's not how we did it. And, the way that our money works, we're going to have money. We're going to be able to re-up and get some guys signed. And if we really want to go out and get guys in free agency, we can do so. But we'll see where we are with that. Last question, Randy. In how about a defensive coordinator? Defense was atrocious. I thought the defense got better throughout the year. I thought they got better. We got to remember we're really young. We were injured. And I think that some of our young draft picks got a lot of valuable snaps this year so that they can get better. That's what we hadn't been doing in the past. We hadn't been getting our young defensive guys snaps. Nealon got some snaps this year. Maris got some snaps. DeMarvion Overshone, even though he was hurt, he got some snaps. Um, Kalen Carson sucked this year, but he got some snaps. But yeah, our young linebacker core got the snaps that they needed. Mozzie got the snaps that he needed. Golston got the snaps that he needed. Osa got the snaps that he needed. And I think the defense probably played well enough to win some of these games down the stretch. And we just didn't do it. Like against Cincinnati, defense played well enough to win that. I probably played well enough to win the Washington game. We just couldn't score enough points in the game. And I think the last drive, maybe, yeah, they drove down at the end on the defense. But the defense, we shut out the first team offense the first half. I thought they got better towards the end. And if Zim can actually go out and get the groceries that he needs, I think that it took a while for the guys to buy in, but they started buying in. And when they started buying in, we started seeing a better product out there. But I would like to see him get the safeties that he wants to get. I would like to see him get the defensive tackle that he wants to go get. I really like what Paul Gunther did with that linebacker room, though. I'll tell you that much. I do like that. I like the step forward that we took on the defensive side. I think we were a lot more disciplined. The things that I can tell you we got better at early on in the year, yeah, we were a turnstile. But later on in the year, remember we used to struggle with holding the edge. Holding the edge was a good thing. We used to struggle with getting upfield too much, and quarterbacks could slide up, and I think that we got better at that. So, it's not about the results sometimes. It's about the process. And I think that a lot of our young guys got better this year. You can say that. So, that's the one thing I'll say. I like to build on that. I'd rather build on that than build on what McCarthy was doing. Defense closer than the offense right now. That's the only thing I can really say, man. The defense is a lot closer. And if you get Micah, another pass rusher alongside of him, that could make things a little bit better too. So we'll see. Rico said, hope Bland get extended. Me too. But here's the thing about Bland, though. I'm not paying him top dollar. I don't think he's a top dollar corner. Say that much. I'd rather just draft a damn corner this year. But we'll see. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We had 40 likes. If you didn't get an opportunity to like it, make sure you like it on the way out. Hopefully, if you're watching this and it's the playback, hit the like button and leave your comments in the comment section. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all were great. I'm out. Peace.